All right, so today we are going to be doing a deep dive into a snooker match. And I know that you're super fascinated by this one.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the 2025 Champions of Championship final. Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Judd Trump.
Oh, yeah, the Clash of the Titans, right?
Exactly. This is like the dream matchup for any snooker fan.
Absolutely. And what's really cool is you provided some information before we started recording here. And it seems like this final was much more than just two different styles clashing.
Right.
You know, you have a generational battle going on here. It seems like there was some real tactical chess match stuff happening.
Definitely. So, okay, let's set the scene for our listeners. So, Champions of Championship final. This is 2025. We're at the Crucible Theater. The place is absolutely packed. You can cut the tension with a knife. And we've got these two titans of the snooker world ready to go head to head.
Yeah.
In one corner, we have Ronnie O'Sullivan, the Rocket. I mean,
come on.
Living legend.
Living a
5 world championships already.
It's unbelievable.
And he's known for these lightning fast breaks.
Right.
He's got this ability to just like bend the cue ball to his will.
Oh, yeah. It's like he's got a string attached to it.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And he can get out of these situations that seem absolutely impossible.
Well, and that's what makes him so fun to watch, right? Is that you never count him out.
No.
He can be down in a frame and you're like, oh man, but he can pull something out of the bag.
He always seems to find a way.
Always finds a way, yeah. And his cue ball control. I mean, it's just masterful to watch. It's not just about potting balls for him. It's about leaving the white in the perfect position.
Perfect position for the next shot.
To dictate the flow of the entire frame, he can force his opponents into these really difficult shots. So they're basically playing his game.
Yeah. And, I had mentioned in my notes that his ability to dictate the pace of the game is really crucial.
Oh, yeah. It's such a key part of his strategy. I mean, it's like a psychological thing, too, right? He can speed things up when he wants to put the pressure on, or he can slow things down.
Right.
Just to kind of get in his opponent's head a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. But in the other corner, we have Judd Trump, who's at the peak of his powers right now.
Absolutely.
He's known for this, like, flamboyant style.
Yes.
And this, like, tactical sharpness. I mean, he doesn't shy away from these risky shots.
Oh, no. He goes for it.
And when he pulls them off, the energy in the arena is electric.
Oh, yeah. The crowd goes wild. And you mentioned that he's matured as a player. He's a more complete player now.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about. I mean, what does that mean in the context of snooker?
Well, in the past, Trump was really known for just that aggressive break building.
Right, just potting balls.
Potting balls, yeah, just going for those big breaks. And that was really exciting to watch. But now he's incorporated a much more disciplined safety game. So he's incredibly adaptable. Now he can switch between going all out on the attack and, playing really careful defense depending on what the situation calls for. And that makes him so difficult to play against because you never know what you're going to get.
Right, so you really have to be on your toes when you're playing Judd Trump.
Absolutely. You can't just assume he's going to go for every shot.
You have to kind of expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
Now, I had mentioned that O'Sullivan was 49 at the time of this final.
Yeah.
Do you think his age could have been a factor in the outcome?
I think it's definitely something to consider. I mean, snooker is such a mentally and physically demanding game. And, especially in a long match like the Champions of Championship final, you need incredible stamina to keep your focus and your energy levels up. And even for someone with O'Sullivan's experience and, mental toughness, a younger opponent like Trump might have a bit of an edge when it comes to endurance.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And, even the best players in the world have weaknesses.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you pointed out in the information that you gave me that Trump has sometimes struggled with focus under pressure.
Yeah, he's had a few moments in the past where he's let the pressure get to him.
So do you think that could have been a factor here, especially against someone like O'Sullivan, who's known as a master of the mind games?
Absolutely. I mean, O'Sullivan is notorious for exploiting any sign of weakness in his opponents.
Right.
He can sense when someone's concentration is wavering, and he knows exactly how to apply the pressure to force them into making mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
So if Trump had let his focus slip even for a moment, O'Sullivan would have capitalized on it.
Ruthlessly.
Ruthlessly, yeah.
So it sounds like this match was truly on a knife's edge. Yeah. You've got the experience and the tactical genius of O'Sullivan versus the youthful energy and the all-around game of Trump.
Yeah, it's just an incredible matchup.
So let's get to the big reveal here. Who came out on top in this epic battle?
Well, based on what you told me, and this is quite a surprise, it was Judd Trump.
Wow.
who emerged victorious.
So he managed to overcome O'Sullivan's experience
Right.
and claim victory in this clash of the Titans.
That's right. I mean, it must have been an incredible moment to witness.
Yeah, you said in your notes that this final had you on the edge of your seat.
Oh, absolutely. Every frame was so close.
So what were some of the specific moments, or maybe like a specific turning point where you knew that Trump was going to win?
You know what? I think that's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's a question that I think every snooker fan asks themselves.
Right.
Because there are those moments in a match where you can just feel the momentum shift, and you just know that one player has kind of seized control.
Yeah.
And I think it's those moments that make snooker so compelling.
Absolutely.
It's like a psychological battle as much as it is a physical one.
The battle of wills.
Exactly.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. So as we wrap up this deep dive into this amazing snooker final, I want to leave our listeners with this thought.
Okay.
Imagine yourself back in that arena.
Mm-hmm.
The crucible.
Yeah.
It's packed.
The tension is palpable.
The tension is palpable. Ronnie O'Sullivan, Judd Trump going head to head.
Two legends.
What do you think was the defining moment of the match?
Ooh.
What allowed Judd Trump to overcome all that experience that O'Sullivan had and claim victory?
It's a great question.
So think about that, and maybe we can explore those moments in more detail in our next deep dive.
I love it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thanks for joining me,
Thank you.
and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.